Hey guys, so we got it. The trailer for the latest installment of the Pokemon franchise, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Let's talk about this game a little bit. I want to talk about something different. Everyone's been making videos about the graphics, the characters, the map, the starter Pokemon, all of that bananas. I want to talk about some of the meat and cheese, okay? The meat and bones and beans of the Pokemon franchise. Before we get into this, we need to understand something. E3 2017. Pokemon announced that they were developing a new core RPG game for the Pokemon franchise, specifically for the Nintendo Switch. This is a big deal. Okay, when we heard that, this is a big deal. We're finally getting a Pokemon game for the home console. But why was this a big deal? Why has Game Freak never developed a game for the home console? Glad you asked, because I'm going to tell you. They specifically designed the Pokemon games to be on handheld devices because the idea came up as we want a game where people can go out, find a community, find friends, find people that are playing this game, and to build the game off of that. For example, I started playing the Pokemon games when they came out in the early 90s. I was in grade school then. And the beautiful thing about that was you'd take your Game Boy, you'd take your link cord, and you'd go around the playground during recess, and you would find other people who would play the game. Now here's the genius part. So Game Freak developed two different copies of the same game, red and blue version. So why do they do that? Why two different versions of the same game? Well, I'm glad you asked. They did this because there are certain Pokemon you can't get in one game that you can in the other, and vice versa. They did this intentionally because you're supposed to fill up your Pokedex with all the Pokemon, all 151 of them. And the problem is you can't do that in a single game. So it forces you to go find somebody with the opposite game. Then you can compare Pokedexes and then trade Pokemon, get them in your library, and if you want, you could even battle them, see who's a better trainer. And that was really special. And that was kind of an idea ahead of its time. So that's why they've always developed on the handheld devices and never the home console. Because you can't go take your GameCube to the school grounds and trade Pokemon with somebody. You can't do that. But you can on a Game Boy. So it was a big deal when they said it was coming out on the Switch because, whoa, here we are. We're getting a home console powered Pokemon game. That means we're going to get all the hardware capabilities, which means that we'll get better graphics, larger game, more Pokemon, more everything, higher frame rates, all that jazz. So it's a big deal because this could be the Pokemon of our dreams. So let's talk about that for a second. The Pokemon of our dreams. What is that? This is coming back to my idea of what Game Freak could do to really oomph this game. All right, here it is. There's a little thing called pokemmo online. A pokemmo is a game that was developed by fans that allows players to play the original games online, but allows them. It takes the game, but it turns it into an MMO, essentially, which, if you guys don't know what an MMO is, it's a massively multiplayer online game, MMO. So the beautiful thing is, if you look here, I got a plane right back here, you can find other players in the map. You see them running around, you see them talking, you see them looking for other Pokemon, you see them engaging with NPCs, and you can talk to them. And you can ask them questions, you can ask them to battle, to trade, to do a lot of fun things, and it makes the game more engaging. That's what Pokemon is built around, is that community. But I don't know if the Game Freak people understand that we're living in a different time. You know, when I was a kid in grade school in the 90s, yeah, I had a Game Boy, and I went around and I found people playing the game. But I'm an adult now. I don't have any friends that play Pokemon. I maybe have one. I think my brother plays it, and that's about it. And I know that you guys are all about local play and couch co-op, and I love that. Please don't ever get rid of that because nobody else does that. But you have to change with the times. You can't stay in your old ways, but you can do both. And that's a beautiful thing about technology. You can have local play. You can also have online play. So, if you haven't really figured out where I'm going in this video yet, it's this. I can't trade Pokemon with people if I buy your game. I'm limited to maybe one person, right? And I can't force that person to buy the opposite copy. So it leaves me kind of high and dry. Do I really want to invest $60 into this game where I won't be able to really find anybody to trade with? Because I'm not a kid anymore. I can't go trade Pokemon with some kid, some third grader on the school grounds. I can't do that. I get arrested. They wouldn't believe my story if I told them I was just trying to trade my Squirtle with him. That sounds real bad. So, you got to understand that there is a more mature audience that's excited about this game that won't have as many people to play with. Kids, on the other hand, yeah, they'll probably be taking their Switches to school and playing it there, like I did when I was a boy. But now, I'm a man. I got bills. I got things to do. I got Pokemon to catch, but I can't catch them all. So, this is where I think Game Freak needs to add online play with local play, but not just online play. It needs to be an MMO. There needs to be other players around. I need to engage with a digital community. I need to compare Pokedexes. I need to trade. I need to battle them. But you can do so much more than just that, right? There are so many players that are good at these games. And wouldn't it be great if you had like an Elite Four, but an actual Elite Four? You know, the best of the best in the game. You can go and you can challenge them to claim the #1 rank. You could have 1, 2, 3, 4 best players in the world and go and try and beat them so that you can be #1, 2, or 3, or 4. You could do so many things if you incorporate an online gameplay. Now, this is a massive undertaking. Looking at the trailer, I don't think that that's the direction they're going. They didn't show any gameplay. They were just mainly setting up the world. This is what it looks like. Here are a couple of the starter Pokemon, so you can kind of get an idea of what it's going to be like. And it looks good, you know. Kudos. But still, I think that there's a huge opportunity here. And Game Freak, you need to understand that time is different. You know, this is 20 years ago that people would do local play. But now everyone plays online. It's more comfortable. It's more convenient for us. So please make this an online game. Please make it an MMO. Let us interact with each other, other players. And sure, I know you guys are trying to keep, children safe from talking to weirdos and creeps. I get that. But come on, it's 2019. You can't tell me that there's no way to restrict those features, right? Disable chat. You can disable voice chat, anything like that. You can set up parties, people who are specifically looking to trade, people who are specifically looking to battle. You can go about this so many different ways. And if that means that you have to postpone the game another year, look, we'd rather have a better game than the same game that we've been getting for 20 years that looks a little bit better. Just saying, right? Right? Just saying that. Get off my back. Anyways, let me get down my high horse for a second. I'm excited to see the future of this game. I really am. And I hope that they will make this game the best that it can, because it'd be fun to play. You know, I would like to play another Pokemon game, a game from a franchise I haven't touched in 15 plus years. Anyways, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Do you think it would be a good idea if Pokemon was an MMO? Do you think it would be fun, more engaging? Do you think that they will take it this direction? I don't know, but let me know. Put your thoughts in the comments below, and let's talk about it. All right?